Back at last.
Hi everyone, I'm Seth, I'm a printmaker. Welcome to my studio. Just a short video today to take you through the processes I kind of engage with when doing a typical woodblock print. You'll see the process, how I get to that point. Today I printed two woodblocks for you, two woodblocks on ply. And that's what I kind of work with mainly. It's wood, looks like, shoot, where is it? Looks like this. Take that, carve into it, put some ink over it, put some paper, bish bash bosh, you have a print. But it's not as simple as that. So I'm going to do this video today to show you my process. See if you want to do it too. In the future, I should get some longer ones out, more instructional ones, but this is really just an overview. Enjoy. Let's get printmaking.
First up, rolling out the ink. Although I have to admit, I forgot to show you the bit where I used the scrapers to actually put it out. Just use your imagination for that bit. You can hear that hiss, that's the right sound. You want to hear that ink hiss, like pan frying some vegetables in a sweet salsa of olive oil. You know what I'm talking about.
Make sure that you use the entirety of the roller. This is roller cam.
What I'm doing here is probably a bit of overkill, but I like to make sure that once I've got the ink on the actual block, on the plate itself, that I just make sure that it's fully even. And you can actually use the roller to take ink off, so once the ink has gone on, you can kind of put it back again over the block and it'll take a bit of excess ink off.
Pincers. Move it into position. So I'm trying to avoid being too close to little bits of ink, but it's actually okay. Oh yeah, no, we want that to be great. Okay.
Once we've inked up, we're ready to get out our pre-cut paper. This time I'm using Japanese masa paper, which is a really thin, easy to work with, but quite tough paper. We lay this paper out onto the block using our little finger pincers, like printmaking crabs. Here we go. And now it's time for my favourite bit, the workout of the day, using the wooden spoon. Hold on a sec, did you just say wooden spoon?
I use a wooden spoon in printmaking. This is a very traditional method. You can see I've used mine so much that it catches the light because it's smoothed. It's so smooth. So over time you sort of get to know your tools, they become your friends and you sort of take care of them. But I use a wooden spoon, and the other thing people could use is something called a burin, which is essentially they're just methods of putting pressure on top of the paper. You get your wood block, you put your ink, you put your paper on top of that, and then you get your wooden spoon. You go and do a circular motion, or your burin, and you can hold the burin in a different way, but with the spoon.
Keep an eye out at this point for the way the ink is interacting with the paper underneath, because you can actually see when it starts to come through. You can also tilt your vision and see the different ways the light sort of refracts off it to see what parts you've applied more pressure to and which will be more likely to have caught the ink on the paper.
hold mine like this, so I can use the thumb to guide it and put pressure down, or I can often use the index finger as well. My friend Jack, his wooden spoon was passed down to him by his great-grandmother, who had a little printing press when she was younger, so they become sort of artifacts of love and care and affection. Yeah, they're very important. This wooden spoon is very important to me. I got it in Peckham, in a West Indian off-licence, which are the best. Bloody hell, like, look at this spoon. It's chunky, it's fantastic.
And so let's crack on, let's get to the end of the process. Soon there'll be the grand unveiling. We'll see what today's woodblock will bring.
Okay, so let's lift this up. Look at that. Let me lie it down for you. Okay, still a little gap, but otherwise fantastic. Quite thick. You can see how the ink is quite thick on this one, and yet it's retaining its detail, so I'm happy. I can go back in and spot it, and that is for another episode. But episode? Am I already thinking about this episodically? Christ.
Well, great. And essentially, that's it, gang. Hopefully do more videos, doing, if you like it, of course. Don't have to watch any of them if you don't want to, but essentially, yeah, let me know what you think, what else you'd like to see, day in the life of a printmaker in their studio. And of course, to wrap up, a cleaning montage. Just look at my hands, oh my god.
So I've got this mini one. Is this working? Okay, let me look at the camera. Right. So, tools of Printmaker. Talk to you a bit about, well, I'll talk to you about it again. So, the tools of the Printmaker. The tools of the Printmaker.